Hello, what is up, beautiful people of Instagram? I hope you're doing amazing and well. I'm super excited because today, well, if you don't know me, my name is Colleen Gallagher, and one thing that I'm super passionate about is empowering people to live an incredible life that is beyond their wildest dreams, but understanding what their purpose is and living into that. And so, what I want to share with you today out of day 3. Hello, Delore. So why I'm doing 31 Days Live in October is because my brand new book, An Uncompromised Life, has just launched. So it's my third book, the third cover. We just put it out. And so I'm doing 31 Days Live in October for me to share 31 ways that I broke my heart and that I overcame it. And so today is day 3. And today we're going to talk about understanding narcissistic and abusive relationships and how that leads to heartbreak. However, before I get into that, I just want to share, if you haven't been here, I'm so grateful. I'm so honored. This is a platform of connectivity. I want to make sure that if you've never seen me, leave your name. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, #replay. I love connecting with each of you. And the next part of this is when you watch this live, when you share it, or any live in the whole month, you can share it multiple times. We enter into your name at the end of the month, October 31st, that we will pull your name from a drawing, and you will get, for 3 people, you'll get a signed copy of An Uncompromised Life. You get a signed copy of Live Your Truth. You get my Oracle deck, and you'll get 2 calls with me for the first person we pull, and the other 2 people, you get 1 call with me. Totally for free. Usually it's $1,000. So definitely make sure when you're watching this, or if you see it on Instagram after, share it, or on Facebook, and your name gets entered into that. So for today, my new book, An Uncompromised Life, it is about how I was in an unhealthy relationship, and in that unhealthy relationship, I compromised my character, my desires, my needs, and from compromising that, God gifted me with an unplanned pregnancy that I chose to let go of, because my time as a mother was not now, and that relationship dynamic would not have been healthy to bring a child into, as he was dating multiple other people, and I don't feel like that is healthy for any child. And so basically with that, I always knew, because I was diagnosed with cancer at age 14, Western medicine told me it'd be very hard to become pregnant, and I did. However, because at age 14 that happened, I always knew that I was meant to adopt. I always knew in my life I was going to adopt a child. Like, I just knew it in my heart that I was going to adopt. I knew that it was happening for me. And so the story I feel like God gifted me, and the name Ella came to me through 3 different means, is that I will be adopting my daughter, that came to me in my body, but will be coming to me in the physical world through other means. So it's a very, very beautiful story. It's very heartwarming. It's very inspiring. And it really was my journey of how I overcame heartbreak. And it really was the journey of how I fell in love with life. So today, day 3, I want to talk specifically about narcissistic and abusive relationships. So a topic I have a lot of friends asking me about, or just people in general, men even, are like, what is narcissism? And what is that? How does that work? So narcissism, basically, if you imagine like this, it's like a narcissist is basically empty. Like, it's just empty. There's nothing in here. There's no soul. They're empty. And a narcissist, as a protection mechanism for their whole life, have built up this way of interacting with people where they will make you feel loved or make you feel important to extract value from you to help them create their life. A narcissist is all about what they can get from you for what you can create for them. And in business, people are specifically great at that. And in business, I think it can be a healthy narcissism. In relationships, it's not a healthy narcissism. Because business, it's like, okay, I'm building a business and you're going to help me build a business. So we're going to do these things and I'm going to pay you. Like, there's these things that go on, right? Well, with narcissism in relationships, it's much different. It's like emotionally draining. It's energetically draining. Narcissism and abuse is purposely, people are putting you down because they are taking your power and then they expect you to do things for them. And so in this process, right, I feel like a lot of women ask me about this with narcissism. And what I want you to know is that I don't want to focus on the heartbreak and narcissism, because yes, my heart did break and I did become pregnant with a narcissistic child, but it's not so much that it's the narcissist. We need to take our power back in the heartbreak and realize that it lies in us understanding why would we be attracted to a woman or a man who is abusive or who is simply using us to extract value from us for their life. So an example, I see men do this a lot. Men will see women that are like, oh, there's just so much potential and she's so great and there's these things in her that could be amazing. And they want to go fix her. They want to like give this value, or they want to like provide value, or they want to like say, you can stay at my place, or you can meet my friends, or I'll give you $500 a week, whatever that it is. But like this woman seems like she just has problem. Like it's problem after problem after problem. And men want to go in and like fix it and be the savior. And then it ends up being abusive because this woman is like using you for money, or using you for attention, or not answering your text messages, but then like using you for the things that you're giving her. In return, women, we go after men sometimes where we feel like there's so much potential. If they could just see this like little thing about life, or if they would just text me back, or they would do this, like we pretend that there's potential in something. And that these people who we see potential in, these people who we want to help, let's go back to us, and this was me. I just wanted to help. I wanted to like help people, and I wanted everyone to rise, and I was very naive in that. I wanted just to be like this little light that helped everyone, and I would oftentimes help others before helping myself. I would not say my needs in order to fulfill other people's needs. In the relationship that I was in, when I shared, I lied about it. I shared that I had a miscarriage instead of an abortion. And in that process of lying, I lied. I did try to call him twice, and I texted him. He asked how my day was. I said it was intense. He didn't respond. So I lied because I was in survival mode, because I feel like he was capable. I allowed myself for him to be capable of manipulating me to do something I did not want to do with my life, but that was something he wanted in his life. So with that, right, I lied. But the fact that I was in a situation where I felt I couldn't tell the truth to someone, that's a problem. That tells you there was already abuse stacked. I allowed there to be abuse stacked in a way where I didn't feel comfortable to share what was really going on in my life. And it's not so much about narcissistic or abuse. It's about the fact that I abandoned myself and that I was codependent on this person. I was so afraid of rejection that it created abuse. And when we act like that as human beings, when we are so afraid of rejection, we just want to help everyone before we want to help ourselves. We want to look like the good person, even though we know what we're doing is not healthy. It's almost like if someone came to us and said, can I have $20? And we know they're struggling with alcoholism, or they're struggling with drugs, and we give them $20, we don't ask them what are they going to do with that $20, or we don't actually just go do what they needed with the $20. We just became an enabler for their addiction. That is much like what I was. I was an enabler I was an enabler because I wanted to help or be loved or whatever that was. So I became a target for someone who was abusive or narcissistic because I did not love myself enough. I did not care about myself enough. And I was willing to just give it all away because I had no standards for myself. And so with that, I broke my own heart. And narcissism isn't the focal point. Yes, you can study it. You can go off the deep end and looking at all the things about narcissism. But the point is not I'm in an abusive relationship or that I am in a narcissistic relationship. The point is, why are you attracted to someone who is abusive or narcissistic? That is the point. That is the thing of moving through to falling in love. Because the longer you stay in the place of focusing on this guy or this woman as a narcissist or abusive or using me, the longer you focus on that instead of you focusing on why are you attracted to that, the longer your healing journey is going to take, and the longer your heartbreak, and the longer your suffering, and the longer the pain will be existing. For me to truly fall in love, it took me to the point of really understanding that this dream reality that I wanted, this dream life I wanted and reality of people were different. I was idealizing someone in a way that they were actually not. I was pretending to see somebody in a way that didn't go together. And when we do that to ourselves, we will always attract people that will infiltrate our field that are not what we really want, and that is abuse, and that is not good. And so the biggest way to take our power back, to really fall in love, like the biggest way to take that and bring it in center, is to ask yourself, why am I attracted to that? Why are my thoughts going towards that person? Why is my energy going there? What work do I have to do on myself? And the longer we take to do that, the more our heart will break. It's not about narcissism. Narcissism, I think, can actually be healthy in a way. Like I said, it's a business, or when you are doing it for a collective. The issue is when you're in a one-on-one relationship with anybody that is mistreating you, that is not valuing you, that is not letting you feel heard or seen, and that you do not feel comfortable communicating what is really on your heart and mind. Why are you attracted to that? And why are you allowing yourself to be in that? How do you get past that when there is a trust issue, even though they will not reject you? There's a trust issue. Why am I attracted to a relationship where I cannot trust someone? Why am I in a relationship where I feel like trust is compromised? If you don't trust someone, if someone says to you, I'm going to come home at 5 p.m. or we have dinner at 6:30 p.m. and you show up to have dinner at 6:30 and you're super excited and the person doesn't text you back, the person's not talking to you, like they just lost trust. They just said something and they didn't deliver. Why would I be attracted to someone who I cannot trust their word? Why would I do that to myself? That is in itself self-abuse. It's not even about the person that's being abusive. It's self-abuse. And if I don't trust them, like that happened, and there's a continuous like, hey, I feel like when this happens, it's difficult for me to trust you. I feel like there's this variable and this very foundational pillar to any relationship, which is trust and respect. And I feel like there's these things that have happened, and when this happens, it challenges me to be able to trust you or us. So is this something you're willing to work on? Is this something we can work on? If the person is not willing to have a conversation or look at it, why would you be attracted to that? That would be against living an uncompromised life. Let me know if that makes sense, Blackhawk. So anyway, I wanted to share this because I feel like there's a lot in the field around narcissistic and abuse, and the greater question is not around the narcissist or abuse. The greater question to look at and fulfill within yourself is, why are you attracted to that behavior, and what can you do to look at your own coding in yourself to rise from that and to give yourself the energy that you are desiring this other person to seek? What can you do to help yourself instead of helping someone else? Because if you don't have your base foundation meet, you will never be able to truly help someone else, and that you become a target for abusers. You become a target for someone who is in a way, you become a target for someone, let's say, who's an alcoholic and is going to continuously ask you to give them $20 and $20 and $20 and $20, and you're going to do it because you think you're helping them, or you think you're turning a blind eye to what's really happening, but you're not. You're enabling yourself and them to co-create an environment that's not good for either one of you. And so with today's live number 3, I hope you enjoy it. Please share it, like I said, if it assisted you. And 3 things. 1, if you really like this conversation, I definitely recommend pre-ordering my first book, which is my third book, Uncompromised Life. You get that, you get a handwritten channeled note from me, and you get a Christella crystal. The cards are beautiful and the crystals are beautiful. It's $88. The second thing is, if this is something you want to go deeper in, I highly recommend you get into my free community I have. Just type community below, COMMUNITY, community, or message me and we'll get you in the free Facebook community to help you overcome heartbreak and these things that are happening. And number 3, just for October, if you're going through heartbreak, or as Black Hawk asked, you have some questions like this and you want to understand relationship dynamics, how to communicate about it, how to move through it, then I'm doing a special just for October where you can have 4 calls with me for the rest of the year, October through December, and we'll help you move through self-love and building the foundation to really fall in love with life the way that you know you want to. It's $1,497. So all you have to do is message me. We'll get the link to enroll in that. If not, we're super grateful for you to be here, and I want you to know when you're watching this, I'll get super close. When you're watching this, Your heartbreak is almost over. Your pain is almost done. And you are so close to absolutely falling in love, because you deserve to have the most incredible love affair of your life and absolutely be in love with every moment of your beautiful life that you came here to live.